Harambee! Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Uhuru Kenyatta is in trouble because Rigathi Gachagua is laying an elaborate strategy to destroy and dismantle his networks in the mountain once and for all. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys the strategies which Rigathi Gachagua is planning to use to destroy Uhuru Kenyatta ahead of 2027 general election. Yesterday, I did a video on this platform, and the Gatanga Member of Parliament, Honorable Wakili Murui, posed a question to me. And this question was simple. Lee, do you think Uhuru Kenyatta will be a factor in Mount Kenya in 2027? And he answered the question himself, that Uhuru Kenyatta will have zero influence in Mount Kenya in 2027. Now let us answer that question here. Do you think Uhuru Kenyatta will have influence in Mount Kenya in 2027?
Mimi Rigathi Gachagua ndio nilipatiwa Uhuru Kenyatta na Moi mwaka wa 2002. Hakuna kitu alijua. Nilimtoa kwa baa, alikuwa mlevi. Nikamuuta, nikamsaidia, nikamfanya akakuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Amerogwa na Raila, amenigeuka, ameniangaisha, amenitafutia makesi ya uongo, ameninyang'anya pesa yangu, amefunga kampuni zangu zote, amefuta watoto yangu kazi, amefunga kampuni ya bibi yangu. Rais, juzi umekuwa Nakuru ukasema ya kwamba Rigathi Gachagua, Dende Nyoro, Kimani Ichung'wa na Moses Kuria ati watajua wewe ndio rais ya Kenya. Ile mambo umetufanyia Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, tunakuomba tafadhali rais, usiue mimi vile baba yako aliua JM Kariuki.
The truth of the matter is that Rigathi Gachagua has successfully managed to stamp his authority in Mount Kenya. But Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to make a comeback. And Rigathi Gachagua has been studying Uhuru Kenyatta for some time now, and is laying an elaborate strategy on how to thwart those attempts by Uhuru Kenyatta. I want us to go back a bit because that's how we can understand all these schemes. Series of events took place after William Ruto won the presidency in the last election. The first event was the swearing-in ceremony. On that day, Rigathi Gachagua attacked Uhuru Kenyatta badly. Uhuru Kenyatta was angry. Uhuru Kenyatta was bitter. Rigathi Gachagua justified the attacks. That was the genesis of this bitter fallout between Rigathi and Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember, since that day, Uhuru Kenyatta has never shared a podium with Rigathi. The only time he did was during that event in Embu, and you know how it ended.
Our new president and his team have a difficult task ahead. The truth of the matter is that we have inherited a dilapidated economy that is facing almost an economic shutdown. We have a 10 trillion public debt. 6 million Kenyans have no employment. 14 million Kenyans are in CRB. We have a demoralized public service. It is your prayers that will help our president to put up a team and start work from day one to liberate this country economically and put it back to where President Mwai Kibaki left us 10 years ago. Your Excellency, the President, I want to tell the people of Kenya that today is a great day. Freedom is here with us. Freedom is here with us. I want to tell the people of Kenya that finally you are free. Kenya is now a democratic country. You don't have to look back when you do something. All Kenyans are free to associate with whoever they want. It became a crime in this country to be afraid of William Ruto. It is only that it was not put in the penal code. From today, I want to tell the people of Kenya that you are finally free. I want to tell public servants, I want to tell all the people of Kenya, from now, you don't have to talk with each other through the WhatsApp for fear of being recorded and persecuted by state agencies.
But of course, Uhuru and Ruto have met on many occasions. Number two, immediately after they settled in office, a scheme was hatched by Ruto. And I think Ruto wanted to set up Rigathi Gachagua. And the scheme involved hostile takeover of Jubilee Party. Rigathi Gachagua convened a meeting with Jubilee elected leaders from Mount Kenya in his office. Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega led that group. Again, Uhuru became very bitter and very angry because there was no way Uhuru Kenyatta was going to allow Jubilee Party to go. William Ruto later tried, then he stopped. But Uhuru never forgave Rigathi for that move.
Na tukaendelea, tukamaliza kwa amani, na tukapatiana uongozi kwa amani jameni. Hadharani mchana. Hata wakati wananitukana mimi nikakaa kimya tu nikasema sawa, ni haki yao watende yale wanataka. Nikakaa nimekimya. Na yale yametokeza tu matusi, kuiba mbuzi, kuchoma mashamba, yote wakifikiria wanatisha. Haya nawaambia waendelee. Lakini chama sio ya Uhuru ina wenyewe. Na hawa wenyewe walinipatia niichunge. Na mpaka wataniambia wako tayari na wamechagua mwingine, nitashikilia mpaka wataniambia sasa patiana mwingine. Na mimi sisemi hiyo kwa hasira. Mimi sisemi hiyo kwa chuki. Mimi nasema kwa heshima kubwa.
Then things cooled a bit until they exploded again during the Azimio protest. Uhuru Kenyatta's farm, private farm, was raided. Hands were pointed. Rigathi, Moses Kuria at that time, and who else? Kimani Ichung'wah. Moses Kuria recently confessed that indeed he was in that meeting. Uhuru became very angry and very bitter. Remember, this is a former president who has intelligence briefings. Then things went. Then the bombshell, the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. Then now the politics of the Republic of Kenya took totally different trajectory. Then finally, after that impeachment, Ruto reached out to Uhuru Kenyatta. He went up to Gatundu and they shared a meal. That was the moment I knew that Rigathi and Uhuru Kenyatta were going to fight moving forward. As a matter of fact, Uhuru Kenyatta almost fell short of endorsing or supporting William Ruto. The only thing which stopped Uhuru Kenyatta from doing so was the ground. So of late, the politics of the Republic of Kenya is taking shape. Rigathi Gachagua is trying to stamp his authority in the mountain. But the people of the mountain are like, this guy is good, but we might not vote for him as the presidential candidate. But who was their choice? Their choice was none other than Fred Okengo Matiang'i. But there's a challenge. Matiang'i is perceived to be Uhuru Kenyatta's candidate. Ladies and gentlemen, we've now reached up to that stage. So you now understand the intrigues around the whole situation. But now let me reveal to you guys the strategies which Rigathi is planning to use to destroy Uhuru Kenyatta completely out of Mount Kenya. Number one, and this has worked for him, Rigathi wants to make his party, DCP party, to be the dominant party in the mountain. He doesn't want any other party to emerge in the mountain. Because if another party or another force were to emerge in the mountain, the power of Rigathi Gachagua is going to reduce. So what is he doing? Insisting that DCP is the party of the mountain. Fred Matiang'i at some point tried going to the mountain. He was thwarted. Jubilee Party has been trying to own Fred Matiang'i. Again, he has thwarted that. Because for Matiang'i to succeed politically speaking, he must get the support of the mountain. Who controls the mountain? Rigathi. So which means Rigathi will come to the table with Mount Kenya. Tell me, if Rigathi is controlling Mount Kenya, where do you think Uhuru Kenyatta will now get MPs to support him? Or even the numbers? So that's number one. Rigathi Gachagua is also laying an elaborate strategy to decampaign what he calls Uhuru's project. That is Rigathi Gachagua. That is Fred Okengo Matiang'i. The truth of the matter is that in the mountain today, they've embraced Rigathi as their kingpin. But they've also embraced Fred Matiang'i as their presidential candidate. The truth of the matter is that Matiang'i is planning to run on Jubilee Party ticket. Jubilee Party belongs to Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, if Rigathi were to support Matiang'i for the presidency under Jubilee, and Jubilee is controlled by Uhuru Kenyatta, do you think it would make sense? It won't. It won't. So his strategy is to ensure that Matiang'i is decampaigned completely in Mount Kenya. And that's why he's so busy now trying to ensure that Kalonzo Musyoka becomes their preferred presidential candidate. So Lanyeti there. Number four, and this is something he's been doing, locking Jubilee out of the joint opposition. Rigathi is very smart and is also very strategic. Matiang'i is planning to run under Jubilee, which means if Jubilee were to support or to sponsor Matiang'i, it's going to be packaged as a Mount Kenya political party. So what is Rigathi doing? Bringing together other political parties and isolating Matiang'i. That can explain why recently Matiang'i also started moving around on his own, because he understands the game. And lastly, Rigathi Gachagua is making a strategic move, which is deliberate, to make William Ruto's removal from office his agenda. Why is that important? Because it resonates with the supporters. It resonates with the mountain. The mountain don't want anything. They don't want to hear anything to do with Ruto. So if Rigathi has emerged as the biggest critic of Ruto, automatically the mountain will align with that. Because for Uhuru Kenyatta, the signals are still mixed. You don't know whether he wants to support Ruto or to support Matiang'i. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think Rigathi will be able to outsmart Uhuru Kenyatta in Mount Kenya? Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.